Hello, everybody, and welcome here to the Wine with Jimmy channel. Thank you so much for spending a little bit of time finding this video and tuning in. This is a channel all about wine education, really designed to help you get more from the wonderful world of wine, but really specifically designed for those of you studying the world of wine so you can really gain better understanding for your examinations. This video, along with all videos in this series, are based on the WSET Level 4 diploma. So following the key text, you'll get all information you need and then some. So this is Chile. We are looking at Series 2 on the wine regions of the Coquimbo here. So Series 2, Wine Regions Coquimbo. And this is a three-parter. This video on the Elqui is available as free content, but parts 2 on Limari and the Atacama Valley, part 3, are available to those of you who subscribe to my e-learning platform. That's over at www.winewithjimmy.com. Any comments or questions, please do get in touch about the portal, about Wine with Jimmy, this channel, or maybe you have something to say about the wines from Elqui or Chile, Coquimbo, the grape varieties, key producers. Please do get in touch. It would be great to hear from you. Let's get rocking and rolling, talking about the Coquimbo area first. So, Coquimbo is the region off to the north that encompasses three valleys, Val de Elqui, Val de Limari, and Val de Choapa. You'll see there in green, blue, and pink on your map on the left. Now, traditionally, table grapes and those grapes destined for pisco, which is the grape spirit brandy, were grown in this area. But since the renaissance of the 1990s in terms of grape growing, winemakers have started to recognize the potential for high quality wine production in these three valleys. Now, the last one, the Val de Choapa, is very small, so we will be focusing mainly here on the green and blue areas of the Val de Elqui and the Val de Limari. A little bit about the general climate of the Coquimbo before we go into the Elqui. Now, this is low latitude. Elqui Valley, for example, is around 30 degrees south. So summer temperatures are very high here, and the sunlight, of course, is very intense with that low latitude. For that reasoning, of course, photosynthetic capabilities are high, so you will expect alcohol levels can possibly be high, but growers are very conscious of this. So if it's so hot, is it really balanced? Well, yes, we have a cooling influence of both the mountains and also the Pacific Ocean. These are both very essential to delay fruit ripening, producing wines that are going to get quite an intensity from that sunlight, but balanced by freshness. The picture there you'll see of some low-lying cloud and fog in La Serena, which is on the coast of Elqui in the Coquimbo area. And we've also got to mention the Humboldt Current. This brings morning fogs and cooling breezes to the region, but it brings little or no rainfall. Coquimbo is situated on the edge of the Atacama Desert. It's the world's driest desert, and the average rainfall in some of these regions, like Elqui, is less than 100 millimeters per year. That can fall in a week here in the United Kingdom. So, of course, it's going to need help in grape growing. Irrigation is essential, but there have been problems because reduced snowfall in the Andes in recent years has led to water shortages and, of course, is posing a threat to the region's future. And really, it's a bit of an issue, this one. Certainly as the wine region is just starting to gain international reputation. Now, I've shown you a little graph on the right-hand side from 1990 to 2018. This is the variation of Elqui's aquifer volume, which are going to be fed by those snowmelts. And you'll see that there has been a distinctive drop in the last 10 years, often put down to a significant impact of climate change. Now, the difficult growing conditions and difficulty accessing the area, and that's because the coastal ranges meet the Andes here, so it's a very mountainous zone. It means that the production here is small, quality focused, and emerging. So it is an area that we are very, very, very keen to investigate, but it is difficult to cultivate here. So let's talk about the Elqui Valley. The Elqui Valley is currently the northernmost of Chile's principal wine regions, about 250 miles or 400 kilometers to the north of Santiago, importantly. Now, here we are looking at the river. So the wine region follows the route of the river Elqui that you'll see on this topographical water basin map. And it flows to the plains near the coast through low rolling hills. And you'll find that, of course, coming from the foothills of the Andes. So it starts in the West Andes and flows to the Pacific Ocean, quite close to the city of La Sarina. Coquimbo is not too far as well, where the whole region takes its name from. And there's a wonderful picture for you. This is a picture, just to give you an idea of the valley, of Viñedos de Alcohaz, a really great producer. It's dramatic, and the vineyards you'll see in the middle of that dramatic location. Climate and weather. So the lack of coastal mountains, as the Andes really envelopes this area, and also the route carved by the river means that morning fog can reach further inland than in other regions. Nice picture depicting that here. Now, the grape varieties in play, so mainly Syrah and Sauvignon Blanc, but Sauvignon Blanc has been very much focused on those fog-affected areas. And this leads to wines with relatively high acidities, very sort of focused, fresh styles, wonderful brightness behind them. It's often considered some of the finest Sauvignon Blanc from Chile and, in fact, South America from this zone. And then Syrah here as well. So the Elqui Valley is home to some of Chile's highest vineyards. Plantings will extend up to 2,200 meters above sea level at the eastern end of the valley. And even more intense sunlight with a wider diurnal range are producing deeply coloured wines, intensely fruit-flavoured, but still quite fresh. They are fascinating. They'll often have deep purple, you've got this kind of blueberry, blackberry character, violet and lavender, and crunchy, fresh black pepper as well. Also look out for Malbec in this area too. And then you'll see on the picture here is actually pictures from the Viñedos de Alcohaz. This is harvesting Syrah and the grapes in their 20 kilogram crates on the left-hand side. Okay, let's have a look at the Google Earth video to put the Coquimbo into play. There's Chile, and we're going to focus on the capital city of 7 million people, Santiago, making up 40% of Chile's total population. To the east of that, of course, the huge mountain chain of the Andes. The Pacific is off to the west, and to the north is the Atacama Desert, which covers that large mass of the north of Chile. Exceptionally dry, of course. We go down to Coquimbo. This area is just on the cusp of the Atacama Desert, famed for pisco production, of course, grape spirit. Let's have a look, first of all, at Limari, 100 kilometers south of Elqui in green there, famed for Chardonnay and Syrah. The west of the region gets cooled by fogs, and there are newer vines in the high altitude east on limestone. Then the Elqui Valley, we'll actually follow it from its source all the way down to the coast. It's 400 kilometers north of Santiago on the river Elqui. Morning fogs are more on the western side, due to the lack of the coastal mountains. We're going to go through Vicuña here, which is a small kind of central hub for pisco production, about 25,000 people, following down to the dam, all the way down to La Serena, which is the second oldest city after Santiago, about 200,000 people. But this valley really famed for Sauvignon Blanc and Syrah, lovely peppery fresh Syrah as well. And those fogs, remember, can actually go up quite far into the valley due to the lack of the coastal mountains. There we are, La Serena on the coastal part of Chile. There you are, two very important parts of the Coquimbo. Finito. So that brings me to a conclusion for the Elqui Valley. Please do get in touch if you have any comments or questions. Please, of course, do so on the online community forum. Part 2 is on Limari. Now, if you are wanting to view that, you'll have to subscribe to my e-learning platform. That's over at www.winewithjimmy.com. Any comments or questions, get in touch. But until next time, I've been Jimmy. Ciao.